This is an image of the guillotine, made popular in the 18th century by the French Revolution. And during that time, it was the quickest way to go. Of all the ways that one can be executed, the guillotine was the most humane. In my opinion, there's no question about it. The guillotine was created because manual beheading was inconsistent at best. And when we say manual beheading, we're talking about a guy with an axe. There were very famous cases of very famous people who had their heads lopped off by an executioner with an axe. And it took quite a number of blows before the executioner got through the neck. So the guillotine was created in an effort to, if you will, make beheading more humane. A guillotine is really nothing more than a giant razor blade in a frame. The victim was placed so that his head was directly beneath the blade, generally on a tree stump or something like that. The blade was designed on an angle because it's a lot easier to get through the skin, the muscle, the connective tissue, the bone of the neck, millimeter by millimeter. The blade went through the neck in literally 1/100th of a second. Death was as instantaneous and as painless as death could possibly be. Now, I imagine that having to walk up onto the platform and lay one's head down on the stump was pretty horrifying and not a very pleasant experience. But insofar as the actual act of being killed, I can't imagine a quicker and more painless way to go. I suppose one of the most frequently asked questions about being beheaded by a guillotine is, does consciousness persist in the brain after it's been severed from the body? Neuroscience has taught us that the brain has probably 5, 6, perhaps even 7 seconds worth of reserves to continue metabolism after blood supply has been cut off. That may not seem like a long time until you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's got to be a really long time to realize that your head has just been removed from your body. If you did want to study this, I suppose you'd have to convince the victim to communicate with you. And so, you'd pick up the head right after it's been severed, you turn it around, you look right into its eyes and say, "Hey, are you in there?" And I'll blink once for yes and twice for no. And admittedly, either answer is going to indicate that there's some consciousness. Since it's unlikely that we're going to formally study this in the United States anytime soon, we're going to have to leave this to speculation.
Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Shem Yahweh Kakadash Bakatam. Double honor to Apostle, that's great millstone, well, peace, say so for the leg of Israel. Shalom. Shalom Yasharallah, Kwam Yasharallah, Rise Israel. It's your brother Karatazah, who follows a great millstone, doctrine of great millstone, coming at you with another lesson, another edification. So this edification is going to be various topics, but it's going to be various topics because I could get into. We're going to be what you saw, that video you just saw, the guillotine coroner's report. So there's a doctor who gives a full history lectures. He gives a quick history lecture on the guillotines, and he shows you an anatomy, physiology results of getting beheaded by the guillotine, and this is what's coming. Now the CDC is now like Biden and is trying to like force Israel to get that vaccine. My parents took the vaccine. They got their second dose. They got their booster shots. Now they're trying to get. Before that, I told them to respect my decisions, because when you become a man of the Lord, you gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta stand up for the Lord, man. You can't be pussy boy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a man of the Lord. You gotta step up. You gotta step up for him and his son. And you gotta ask them. When they try and convince you, then you gotta ask them. They Hamashiach let people get in line to get the vaccine and all that. You know, you got to think out. Like, you know, your parents gonna be like, oh, your news source gotta be reputable. You gotta think outside of that, man. You gotta think outside of MSNBC and CNN. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think outside the box. You know, they think that these other news sources are false information, but then like there'll be somebody from the Maxine Corporation sent out a document and exposed them. So you need to start thinking outside the box, and you need to prepare yourself for the worst. You know, because the worst is coming. Let me get a precept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, which is the elect, 144,000. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. So you got the pastors, you got the false camps, ISUPK, Sakari, HODC, HOCC, IUIC, and all those false camps. You know, one body niggalites. You know, one body niggalites. They're niggalites. I'm not calling Yahushua an N-word. I'm not calling them. I'm not calling Yahushua the N-word. Okay, just letting you know when I say that, Baba Shah. Hopefully you understand that I'm not calling Yahushua the N-word. I'm calling those dudes who call themselves one body. They're niggalites. They're none. They're none but niggalites. And ye shall hear rumors and wars. Rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So, like, we're hearing stories of, well, you gotta watch the news where you must have heard, you need to know the news where Biden called all the U.S. troops to leave Afghanistan, that because the Taliban have taken over the country, you know. And word on the street is the CIA after the 9/11, well, before or after 9/11, the CIA was training the Taliban how to take over, you know. So this could be part of the new world order plan, you know. Let me continue on. For nation shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdoms. There shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So there are gonna be nations, you know. So you got China allying themselves with Russia, you know, Moabites and Magagites, or the Russians. I gotta check the chart again. Slovakia, if I'm going off. But and nations, the countries going against countries. Now Israel is planning a counterattack on Iran, and you know, America is going to protect the fake Twizzler Jewish hair dudes, the fake Amalekites, who they call themselves the Jewish. When you hear the Jewish, the ish part means not really, so you're not a Jew. That's another thing too. You need to start using your common sense. You know, the so-called blacks, Jamaicans, and Haitians are the true Jews. Okay, they're the true Jews of the Bible. And in the Northern Kingdom, the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners the Gentiles got grafted in, which is the Latinos, Native American Indians, you know, Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Guatemalans, you know, all that. Which I'm gonna just say the Southern America, you know, South America, you know, which is all the Hispanic nations. They've been grafted in, and they're known as Israelite foreigners. So they make up the 12 tribes of Israel: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Reuben, Asher, Issachar, Naphtali, Asher, Gad, all that. Verse 8, all these are the beginnings of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye should be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So the elect is going to get tried, you know, because the elect has been teaching this word for a long time, you know. So they got that saying, whatever happens to Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Whatever happens to him is going to happen to the world, you know. And there could be some other people that there could be some other people that look like Israel, they look like heathens, but they're Israelites, you know. If you believe that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip and the microchip in general, then you got to be an Israelite. There's no excuse, you know. That they don't have to look like Israelites, you know. I mean, to me, If you see my old channel, I may look like I'm from Tribe Judah based on how I talk, my voice and all that. But to be honest, my spirit I feel like my spirit is from Reuben, Tribe Reuben. You know, if a spirit resonates with you, trying to get a hold of you, trying to get you in this truth, just be glad you're an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? So, and for instance, you got that the singer Halsey. Halsey, she's a Judite. Her father's a so-called black man, so she's a Judite. She's a Jew. She may look like an Edomite, but she's a Jew according to her father's lineage. You are who your father is, okay? And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. So it's gonna offend the people who has their mindset in the Christianity doctrine. Your family, your friends, your worldly family, your worldly friends, your worldly co-workers and all that. They're going to be offended when you teach this truth, And they're going to hate you. They're going to betray you too. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because the iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold, but he shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So this truth is coming out. You got different countries of GMS. You got GMS Italia, Italy. You got GMS Arabia. You got GMS Russia. Okay, the word's getting out. Okay, and Esau, there's no way for you to stop this truth. It was prophesied. You're done, man. You're done, Esau. And then you got this Rothschild's daughter dating an Israelite man. So this is so I'm trying to look for a precept. Okay, and this is why I was going into, with Halsey being look like an Edomite, but she's an Israelite according to her father's lineage. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day in the second month. They declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, and from 20 years old and upwards by their polls. The pedigrees has begun because of the fathers. Why do you think you call the Heavenly Father? The Heavenly Father created men only. You really think God is a so-called woman? You out of your damn mind, boy. Get the hell out of here with that bullshit. Get out of here, man. Come on, man. Just get out of here with that madness. Okay, women. Now I understand. Women, they get pains when they're pregnant, when their belly getting big because the child is growing. They go from sperm into a baby form and all that. The sperm is a life. The sperm is a living thing. It's life. The seed is life from a man. Okay, a woman is a fertilized egg, but when it's decaying, that's what you call it, period. And then there's none just death. It needs life, and that's where man comes in from. All right, a man comes in because he has a life. In their balls, in their nut sacks. How you think we got here? Why you think you calling the Heavenly Father? Come on, man. Big dog status ain't no secrets. But and this is the precept too. This is one of the main precepts. Matthew 24 verse 22. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So if you're part of the elect, you want this place to go out. You want this place to be destroyed, man. You want that kingdom in heaven. You want that righteous kingdom. So who are the elect? Here, let's go to Revelations. Let's go to Revelations, chapter 7, verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Nephthalim was still 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh was still 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon was still 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi was still 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar was still 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun was still 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph was still 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin was still 12,000. Verse 9. After I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man can number, of all nations and kindreds of people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Now we're gonna go to the point, and people gonna be looking for the elect, mainly Great Millstone, Low Willingly. To be honest, I know Great Millstone got 144% of the truth. Okay, they got 144% of the truth. So, and Lord willing, we're those men. Lord willing, I'm one of those men. Hopefully, we're part of the elect. Okay, that's why we gotta stay in the scriptures. We gotta stay faithful to the Lord. We gotta stay in these precepts, and we gotta keep that faith on point, man. You gotta pray more. You gotta do more. Okay, Lord willing, I could go out on the streets and teach before the time comes. I mean, teaching on the streets ain't nothing new to me. This is what I did before, but that's in the past tense. So, Lord willing, I could go on the streets and teach. Lord willingly. This is Revelation 20:4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the world of power, in which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they live and reign with Hamashiach 1,000 years. Come on, man. This book is what's gonna save us. Okay, watching edifications, doing the works. All right, keeping the high holy days, keeping the 613 statutes, laws, and commandments is what's gonna save us in the last days, man. Yeah, you got to keep that faith up, man. All right, you got to keep that faith up. You got to keep that faith on point. Pray to the Lord that you got to pray to the Lord that you can be able to take all that pressure, man. Because I've been catching nothing but hell, man. Like my parents trying to get me to take that vaccine. I don't want no damn vaccine, bro. I'm not no little kid. I'm a grown ass man, and yeah, I'm 21 years old, so I'm trying to stand up for the Lord. I'm trying to stand up for the Lord first and foremost, but I'm trying to stand up for myself too. They don't want to listen to the details. They don't want to think outside the box. They want to think whichever they want to think out of, okay? But you got to remain in this truth, all right? You got to keep your faith on point. Because if you ain't keeping your faith on point and you ain't been doing the works, that's going to cause you to ditch the faith and force you to give in that truth. And that's on you, bro. You should have done what the Lord commanded you to do. All right, you need to fellowship with the brothers, okay? You got to stop being scared, okay? You got to start standing up for the Lord. The Lord died for you. And I don't want to hear no people be like, oh, I love the Lord and all that, but are you willing to die for him as he died for you? Because that's what's coming. And people be like, no, I don't know about dying. Listen, bro, I don't get into all that. Well, nigga, don't say that you love the Lord, and then when you hear about us asking you, are you going to die for the Lord, then you want to switch up the game. No, it's not. There's no such thing as happy life. There will be happy life in the kingdom of Yahweh Shah. But right now, the times we're coming into, this is no time to party or have a good life. Okay, you need to start. If you call yourself an Israelite and you the man of the Lord, you gotta act like one. You gotta go up the loins and do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, man. Big dog status ain't no secrets, okay? Now's your time to shine. Because if you don't shine, then you ain't gonna get noticed, And let me go back, but men having life, the seed, the sperm, Let's go to Isaiah 4:1. Because this is going to happen in the kingdom. This is what's going to happen in the kingdom of Yahushua when Babylon the Great gets destroyed. This is what's going to happen. Hold on, let me look for it. Let me go to Isaiah. All right, this book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. And in that in that day, 7 women with 7 means completion or many shall take hold of one man, because a man carries the seed, he carries the life, the sperm, in his nutsack, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us be called by that name to take away our reproach. And there you go, man. There you go. I mean, it ain't rocket science. You need to leave that science bullshit alone, man. Okay, you need to leave that science bullshit alone, because people be accepting science more than creation. They believe in evolution more than creation, okay? And then you'll have hold up. You'll have old school people be like, oh, but back then we ain't had no manual. You did have a manual. You had the Bible. You had the Bible, but you chose not to read it because you so busy trying to come up with some money and all that. Trying to get good life right now is you cutting corners. You skipping your way to getting the kingdom at Yahushua. You think being good to the so-called white man is gonna get you to the kingdom of heaven? No. Okay. You're not gonna be doing that in the kingdom of heaven. And all you women, you proud women, you proud dudes, you do that in back in the day, your ass will get stoned to death, man. Your ass will get stoned to death. Remember that. Remember the Lord's watching you. What you say and what you do, the Lord's gonna use that against you when the time comes. When he heads to earth, man. When his son and him returns. The Lord's gonna use your actions against you. He's gonna expose everything and everybody, man. He's probably like Lord willingly, like the elect are exalted. The elect is gonna be exhausted from judgment. Okay, Lord willing, we're one of those men because we could be exalted from our judgment. I mean, yes, we're gonna have some blood on our hands, but for those that's leaving the blind, so to those blind that's leading another blind to the rabbit hole, you're going to have a lot of blood on your hands. IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC, HODC, Sakari niggas. And you should not be following those camps, especially from that nigga Gorilla Hebrew, the Sakari nigga. They went to the strip club on the Pesach, man. That's not a proper way to keep the Pesach, man. So, what you doing on this earth, on this side, it's going to make the Lord think either you should receive the salvation or you don't. And that's a scary thing, man. People are willing to focus on getting cars, nice houses, more than listen to the Lord, where you get everlasting, peaceful life in the kingdom. You going to get burned up in nuclear fire. You just... You having your thumb, you having your head up in your ass, doing whatever a man tells you what to do. Let me tell you something. A man can lie about one little thing and get away with it if he has the power. What makes you think all those dudes on the mainstream news media makes you think that they're going to tell you the truth? Any man and woman and children can lie. Okay, we lie, and I'm not going to lie. I'm gonna include myself where y'all don't be like, oh, you a hypocrite. No, I've lied before. Yes. Okay? We've all lied. But the elect, 144,000, are trying to get right. Great millstone. We try to get right. That stupid ass nigga Polite, that raggedy faggot ass punk ass nigga Polite, man. He was raping a girl, man. But he gonna call Great Millstones rapists. We don't say that it's okay to go have sex with a minor. That's disgusting. Hell no. But then again, bear false witness. Hypocrisy at its finest. Hypocrisy at its finest. All right, you ought to know better. And you old jakes that'll be like, oh, you parents, they are not in this truth. You got most people that are parents and don't believe in this word of Yahweh Shai. You ask your children, either they choose blood or people that aren't your blood. Same thing goes for you too. You're gonna make a decision too. Don't think the Lord's gonna leave you out. No, He's gonna include your ass. He's gonna make sure your ass get involved with this. keep that same energy as you tell us. You gonna choose your blood, or you gonna choose a man, or you gonna choose a government? Okay then, my point exactly. So at that, hopefully you brothers and sisters was edified. First and foremost, I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat Hashem, Hakakadash Bakathum, double honor to Apostle as great millstone. Well, peace, say, taste so full of Lake of Israel, Shalom.